Firstly, listen, sorry to hear about your old coach here today. I heard that was some bad news. I don't know whether you want to maybe say a few words about him and just the inspiration he was to you at your very, very beginning.
Yeah, no, Johnny had a huge role to play in my life. Honestly, he was kind of my first point of contact when it came to athletics. He was my first coach. He kind of introduced me to the sport and he invested in me like fully, thoroughly. He made sure that I was always okay in a good mood. If I was stressed or upset, I always put a smile on my face. He was just like a joyous person. He always wanted everybody to be at their best in all categories, in mental health and physical health. He was so passionate about athletics. Like he had been a volunteer for over 50 years with the various athletics club, and he ended up at Hala Athletics Club, and he had been there all through from when I started to when I came to America. He helped me figure out so many different decisions that I had to make. He was just such a staple in my life and in my journey. And I just don't think anybody, the community, anybody will forget him, honestly. He had a huge role to play in the development of so many different athletes. And I think he'll just be remembered as a staple citizen in the community. Like his whole goal was honestly to make the world a better place. And he did that every single day. And it's just really, really sad to see someone with such a good heart go. And honestly, I just hope his soul rests in peace.
It's very nice. Listen, not that you needed, but another little reason to run well this year and be successful.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's really sad because I know he definitely wanted to see me at the Olympics. And it's just, I was thinking about it this morning and I was like sobbing. I was just like, this is just not going to happen. And it's just so sad. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll be watching down over you wherever he is. Um, Listen, can I say to you, and I'm sure something that will have made him very proud in the last few weeks. It's mad to say, and I'm not a stats person, so I haven't looked into this, but I can't imagine there's too many other 21-year-olds in the world at this moment in time who've broken 50 national records. That was an incredible milestone to pass.
No, definitely. I didn't even realize that it was that many. And, you know,
Are you
yeah.
so used to it now?
I feel like I just couldn't believe it was honestly that many because I know like every time like I break a record, I just didn't realize it had to been 50 times that, ran a new record. It's absolutely insane. I guess it kind of took me back to when I was under 18 and under 16, under 17, and all those other little national records that I have under age records. And I was like, what a journey. Like it just really showed me and it really helped me appreciate how far I've come and how well I'm doing. And it definitely allows me not to take anything that I've done for granted and to kind of give me a little bit more motivation as well. Like I'm already very motivated, but just like I want to keep going. I want to, do great things. So it was really good to see how far I've come.
We know you're only just getting started, but I have to ask you at the next stop because I believe you're off to Florida soon, I think, for camp. Is that right? And then off to a terribly tough destination to head to the Bahamas for the relays.
I know. So it's going to be such a hard place to be, honestly. But no, yeah. Having more relays in the Bahamas is like an amazing, honestly, location because that's somewhere that I definitely would have had like on my bucket list, and to be able to be there and compete doing what I love, it just shows how blessed that I am and how much the sport has done for me. And it just really makes me grateful to be able to put on the Irish vest again and run out there with my teammates and try qualify for the Olympics in the 4x4 women's and the mixed 4x4. I definitely think we're definitely strong contenders, and I'm so excited to just go out there and give it our all because when it comes to relays, we're definitely really coming up the ranks and we're being very competitive over these past couple of years. So I'm so excited for it.
Do you enjoy the different aspect to the relays? Because athletics, track and field is usually very much a singular individual thing, but then you come into the team system and there is chains in that link to, if somebody drops the baton or comes out of the zone or, you start, well, it is something you have to gel together. It's not just four of you turn up and pass a baton around the track.
No, I love relays. Like I was literally talking to my teammates the other day, and I was saying how that's probably the one thing that I miss the most about being like a collegiate athlete, like having because when you compete, the day always starts with a relay. So we'd start with the 4x1, and we'd always do really well in the 4x1. Like we won 2 national titles in the 4x1 back to back, and like it would just get you going for the rest of the day, the rest of the meets. I absolutely loved. I loved the relay training. We'd have like really good banter when we get the relay training, like at practice. And I love the team aspect. Like I love team sports, and athletics is an individual sport, but if you see it as you can potentially see it as a team sport with your training partners and when you're running with your country mates, and it can just be so enlightening to be out there with people and kind of share the experience.
And when we talk about this year, you mentioned collegiate and obviously having to turn pro. And looking at this year, and it seems to be with everybody's diary, was there kind of no other real choice you had but to turn pro to make sure? Because with your schedule last year, it would have been so difficult to then go another really full year in college with so many meets, so many different races, relays in the Bahamas, Europeans, World Indoors to consider. Was this kind of the correct way to go forward for you in your career?
Absolutely. It just made so much sense because last year was very taxing on the track and even mentally. Like once it came to World Championships, I was just burnt out. And I was fatigued physically and mentally. My body was going through a lot. And I just had gone through so much that year. I just wanted to be able to take a break. But now I'm able to kind of adjust my schedule to make sure that even if I am feeling a little bit burnt out, we don't need to do this competition. We'll just wait till the next one because like me and my coach can now dictate which competitions that we go to and which ones that we can skip. But being in the NCAA's circuit, it's kind of like some meets you can't skip because then you won't qualify to the next competition. So it's definitely a little bit more like restrictive on what you can and can't do. But that's why I think being a pro this year is definitely gonna help me be at my best when I need to be at my best.
And do you miss competing now? Are you at the other end of it where you're like absolutely just buzzing to get going and race somewhere?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I love competing. Training is the hard part and competing is the reward. You can kind of look at it as. And no, I love competing. And yeah, I'm really excited to kind of get back on the track and race again. But I've definitely been really enjoying the whole like training process, like knowing each week that I'm getting better and I'm able to continue training hard each week without having to be interrupted by having like a weekend competition. So like I can train hard throughout the week and throughout the week after that because I don't need to deload for an upcoming meet. So I've definitely actually appreciated that kind of cycle that I'm on now.
With your times and where you are, your status in the world, obviously you're kind of nearly a fully fledged member of the Diamond League, which we have in Virgin this year, which is going to be great. Are you looking forward to that circuit and I suppose another, kind of extension of your career?
No, I'm really excited. I know I grew up in track, kind of watching the Diamond Leagues when I started running at the higher ranks. I was watching all my favorite athletes compete at the Diamond League. So it's really cool to know that I'm able to have the opportunity to be on that same stage where I saw a lot of the greats compete at.
And listen, just another quick few questions I've been told to wrap up. 49.20 for the 400, your PB, national record. Are you going to need to run quicker than that this summer to medal? And what's your hopes in the Europeans, Olympics? Where do you think you are right now? Are you on course?
Yeah, like my coach has a plan and his goal is to have us where we need to be by August. So it's to make sure that we're training hard, but we're not going to be burnt out from the training or further competition. So he definitely has us on track to do that. And the goal is just to compete to my best abilities and be confident and appreciate the experience because I think there's beauty in the experience in itself. And if I can appreciate that and alleviate that stress, it'll ultimately allow me to compete at a higher standard. So
great stuff. Rhasidat, we can't wait to see you compete in Diamond League on the Euro stage and of course in the Bahamas, and we hope you qualify for the Olympics with the team because obviously that's always great to watch. And we'll chat to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much.